Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be discussing some Roberto Cavalli perfumes and in particular the Paradiso line by Roberto Cavalli. I'm just gonna get straight into it and start with the OG Paradiso. This is what the bottle looks like. Now this was launched in 2015 and it was created by Louise Turner. If you don't know who Louise Turner is, she is the nose behind all of the Good Girls, original Miss Dior Blowing Bouquet. I think she did Glow by Jennifer Lopez, and she did a bunch of perfumes, like really good ones. So she's actually one of my favorite perfumers. And this one is also, in my opinion, a really, really good perfume. Now, I'm a floral gal. I love floral perfumes the most, and especially white florals. So this is really up my alley. It's very jasmine heavy. If you're not a white floral person, you are not going to like this. So the flower in here is jasmine, and it is supported by a bunch of citruses and some cypress and some other green notes. I have to look it up exactly, but I will put it up on the screen. So it's basically like a soft, woody citrus white floral. To me, the jasmine is most prominent, but it's a super fresh, non-cloying or headachy jasmine. And I think that's because of the cypress and the citruses. And it is just gorgeous. To me, this is, actually, it smells like what the bottle looks like. It's elegant, it's classy, and also classic, as in the jasmine does give it somewhat of a mature vibe, which I personally love. I love perfumes that remind me of my grandmother's house. I loved my grandmother. She was amazing. She always had fresh flowers in her house. Her house was beautiful. So everything that reminds me of her, not that she wore this, but that jasmine scent was also present in her home. And I love it. I really love jasmine. This is not a jasmine like Alien or Gorgeous by Michael Kors. It's not that. It's like a true, fresh, citrusy, I think classic is the best word to describe it. It's like, it can be worn by a more mature woman, but also a younger girl, because it doesn't have any really heavy notes. It doesn't have patchouli or pink pepper. You know, those are notes that to me always give a perfume sort of an old-fashioned scent. This one does not have that. It is classy, fresh, very summery, very spring. Oh, I really, really like this. Now, the performance is, drum rolls, because this is actually a really affordable perfume. I bought this 30 ml bottle for 20 euros, which is about 22 US dollars. And the performance is really, really good, as in it performs better than most of my designer perfumes. I spray it on a few times and hours later, I still get wafts. I can smell it myself. That's always something that I really like about perfume. It's nice that other people can still smell me, but I want to smell me too, you know? I want to know that I still have a scent bubble around me. This one gives you a beautiful scent bubble. I highly recommend it. It is gorgeous, but only if you love jasmine and if you love white flowers. There's no vanilla in the base. There's no sweetness. You know, maybe there's a little bit of juiciness because of those citruses, but it's not, there's no sweet base like most like generic perfumes have. So that's where this is different. It's gorgeous. I love it. I actually highly recommend it if you're into white florals. Now, the first flanker that I'm going to talk about is this gorgeous bottle. I mean, this can just be my taste, but how beautiful is this beautiful blue bottle? It reminds me of a mermaid Like it, you know, doesn't it give you Ariel vibes? I don't know why, but it does, like something oceanic, aquatic, gorgeous. Anyway, it's called Roberto Cavalli Paradiso Azuro, and it has similar DNA as the OG, but there is a gorgeous lavender in here that I personally adore. I think this is fantastic. I'm a huge lavender fan. I have to say there are many perfumes that I love that have lavender in it. Two of my all-time favorite perfumes of all time, as in all-time favorite perfumes, are YSL's Libre and Mon Guerlain. Both of them have a lavender base, so it is no surprise that I really love this one. It smells, so you have that same DNA as the OG, but with the lavender, which to some people, it feels like a little bit unisex. Some people think lavender is more masculine. Personally, I don't think that's the case. Not that a guy can't pull it off, he can, but I still think this is more of a feminine scent, personally, just my opinion. It's kind of a fresh out of the shower scent. This is really, if you're like, it's a sunny Saturday and you wake up like fully energized, you had a great night's rest, you didn't go out the previous evening, and you're like, man, I want to do something fun today. And you're taking the kids or your friends or whoever, and you're like, oh, let's go have a nice sunny day at the lake or something like that. And you hop into the shower and you're all fresh and clean. This is just the scent that I would put on to really give me that energy. I'm just gonna spray this on the tester strip. I want to smell it again. Oh, you know what? This is actually, okay, if the OG Paradiso and YSL's Libre, or maybe even Libre, the Eau de Toilette, if they had a baby, this would come out. That is actually what it smells like. A combination of OG Paradiso and YSL's Libre. It's so pretty. Oh, it's, you know, it's so, the first time I sprayed this, I got it, I unwrapped it, and I just sprayed it around the room 2-3 times, and I did like this, and I was instantly in love. This one is gorgeous, highly recommended, but to me, this one has that extra, it's the lavender, the extra note of lavender. It has a few extra notes though, it's not just lavender, I will look it up. But that lavender is what I'm smelling, and it is just making me all in love with it. And this one also really lasts a long time, and it really, really performs. This is really, you know, these ones, they are great. What's the expression? Bang for your buck? They're really, really great. I think they are underpriced, actually. They could ask for more, considering this amazing quality. Okay, so I just looked up the notes on Fragrantica, and actually it also has watery notes, which is no surprise seeing the bottle, and that is probably what reminds me of having a fresh shower. And it also has some apple. I can't really distinguish the apple, but it does have this sort of freshness, juiciness that you know, green apple has. So I'm not surprised that it's in there. And then it also has some vanilla, but I don't really smell the vanilla. I think it's just like a tiny amount, just maybe to amp up the other notes or something, but it's not, it doesn't smell like vanilla, not to me. Oh, and it also has some tuberose and peach. Tuberose also, besides jasmine, is one of my favorite white flowers. No, just favorite notes in perfume in general. So also not surprised. I can't distinguish that. Like, I'm not that, I didn't go to perfumery school or anything. I cannot get all the notes, but I'm not surprised that that's in here because it's so fresh, and it's a little shower jelly. I have to say, it's a little shower jelly, but not in a bad, cheap way, like in a really super nice, oh my God, you smell so fresh and clean type of shower jelly way. Okay, so the next flanker is Gemma Paradiso, which is the green bottle. Now, unfortunately, I owned it and I already decluttered it, so I can't show you right here, but I will put it up on the screen. And this one is a little different than the other two. It's very, to my nose, very reminiscent of Carolina Herrera's Good Girl, which is actually no surprise, maybe because it's Louise Turner, who also made Good Girl. Oh, and she also made Jimmy Choo's I Want You, which also resembles Good Girl, in my opinion. That is actually the reason why I decluttered it in the first place, because I own Good Girl, the OG, and I love it. It is one of my absolute favorite, you know when I said 2 of my 3 all-time favorites are Libre and Mon Guerlain, the third one is Good Girl by Carolina Herrera. So to me, it wasn't worth keeping the Gemma Paradiso just because it's so similar. It's not a dupe. The difference is that it also has that pear, that vanilla, that white floral, but Good Girl is a lot more heavy, warm, creamy, sensual. It's more of an evening scent to me. And Gemma Paradiso is a lot lighter, fresher, more suitable for the daytime, and maybe even more suitable for spring. I wouldn't say summer personally. I wouldn't wear it in summer, but you do you. But that is the main difference. And that is the only reason why I got rid of it, because I don't need one, I don't need a daytime Good Girl, which is how I perceive Gemma Paradiso. So I decluttered it, and I regret it a little bit because I wish I could show you all the bottles now, but I don't have any more. It's gone. But I highly recommend that one as well. If you're like, okay, I kind of like Good Girl, but it's too heavy for me, it's too creamy, then you might want to give this one a chance. If you like I Want You by Jimmy Choo, it's actually pretty similar to Gemma Paradiso, in my opinion. Okay, don't come at me at the comments, or do, whatever. You can share your opinion. I'm okay with that. Performance-wise, it is also, again, a really, really, really good performer. I only wore it once. I have to say I got wafts of my own perfume throughout the whole day, which is something I absolutely love. So if you wear Gemma Paradiso, chances are very, very, very high that people around you will smell your scent bubble. Definitely worth checking out. By the way, I forgot to mention that Gemma Paradiso has been discontinued. So if you find it, get it now. Having said that, this one has also been discontinued. I don't know why they do it. They are great scents, but it's gone. But I feel like you can still find this one if you are looking for it. The Gemma is already rarer or more rare than this one, but don't wait too long. And then the final flanker of the Paradiso line is Roberto Cavalli Paradiso Absoluto. Again, with the gorgeous bottle. I mean, is it just me, or is this like, I really think it's so pretty. I think it's so nice, and they're heavy too. They weigh like a lot. I don't know how to show you how heavy they are, but that gives it it gives you the feeling that you are holding a quality perfume. So this one differs from the OG, in my opinion. I don't really get the OG DNA in here. Not really, maybe a little bit. But this is different because it's a lot more powdery, vanilla, floral. It's soft. It's a little bit like a really soft body lotion. It's pretty though. The only issue I have with this one, unfortunately, is that the performance does lack. I have to spray it on pretty generously. My English. is really bad today, I'm sorry. But I have to spray a lot of this in order to actually smell it, and I feel like it... Honey, come in. Okay, so my cat is joining us, but I feel like I have to spray a lot of this in order to really smell it throughout the day. Which is a shame because it's a gorgeous scent. It's like a juicy vanillic, is that a word? Vanillic, like a juicy floral with soft, powdery vanillic undertones. Really nice, really pretty, really, I think it's a non-offensive scent. You know, this one, I think it's gorgeous, but it might be a little bit too much for people who are more into gourmands, who don't really like florals. This one, I think, I can't imagine anyone really having a problem with it. It's so much more gentle. Like, if you were to blind buy one of these, and you have like no idea what you like when it comes to notes, then I think this would be the safest blind buy, because it's just, you know, I can't imagine anyone actually hating this one. These two, I adore them, but because this one has lavender and this one is so jasmine heavy, and this one is so jasmine heavy, it might not be your cup of tea. This one is safer, okay? Oh, it's so pretty. I'm gonna spray some on a tester strip. You know, I was actually thinking of decluttering only this one because of the lacking performance. But I'm not gonna do that just yet. I'm gonna give it another try. I can't. It's really pretty. No, I'm gonna give this another wear, maybe 2, and then I'm gonna make a final decision. Again, you know, not thinking of decluttering it because of the scent, only because of the performance. But that might just be me, because I checked on Fragrantica and a lot of people actually say that it performs really well on them. So maybe it's just me. Okay, so that's it for the Paradiso line. I actually have one more I want to talk about. It's sort of a bonus fragrance, but it's also one by Roberto Cavalli, and I happen to own it. I recently bought this one, and why not just talk about it in this video as well? So this is what the bottle looks like. Personally, I'm not a fan of the bottle. I don't really like this cap. I don't really like the zebra stripes on top. But again, it's super heavy. It's like a heavy, big bottle. And the name, by the way, is just Roberto Cavalli. That's the brand name, but also the name of the perfume. It doesn't have any other name. Now, this one is... this one is a creamy, warm, ambery vanilla. But there are some floral notes in here that it's not super floral at all, but because there are floral notes in here, it's not a heavy, headache-inducing, nauseating amber vanilla. It's like a soft, creamy, ambery vanilla. However, the performance is bomb. Again, you spray this on a few times and I guarantee you, you will have a gorgeous scent bubble around you. Of course, you have to be into ambery vanillas, but performance-wise, it will not disappoint you at all. I paid for this 75 ml bottle, I paid 25 euros, which is about 27 US dollars, and that was shipping included. So really, really, you know, just really high quality, especially considering the price. But even if this were a higher price, it's still really, you know, it's, I don't even have words. That's how impressed I am with this perfume. It smells to me like a really expensive, high quality, okay, imagine you're going to the hairdresser, but for once in your life, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna splurge and I'm gonna go to the most fancy, chic hairdresser where all the celebrities go, and it's in the center of, you know, some super hip, like jet set town. And you get some champagne when you arrive and all of that. And they put this gorgeous hair mask in your hair, and you're sitting there thinking, oh my God, this hair mask smells so good. I'm afraid to ask how much it costs. This is what this smells like. Oh, yeah. It's like that hair mask is in your hair all day, and you can smell it every time you move your head. You get a waft of the gorgeous, like super nutritious hair mask. This is what this smells like. Love it. This is one I highly, highly recommend. But I do think it is more suitable for fall and winter because it's so warm and creamy. It's not heavy though. There are no cloying, headache-inducing notes in here. It's just, you know, I'm gonna look up the notes. Okay, so this has some pink pepper, which I do not smell at all. And then it has some orange flower, some African orange flower, and vanilla, benzoin, and tonka bean. I think it's that tonka that really gives it that warm creaminess, that richness. But then that orange flower makes it light. So it's light, yet warm and soft and creamy, but light. I know that sounds like doesn't make sense, but it is. Just buy it. No, don't just buy it. Don't blind buy it, but highly recommend it if you are looking for a warm, creamy, comforting yet soft vanilla for maybe after summer. Roberto Cavalli, Roberto Cavalli. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to comment. I read every single comment. I comment on your comments, and I really want to know what you think of this line and all the other Roberto Cavalli perfumes. In my opinion, great bang for your buck, so give them a try. And I hope to see you for the next video. Bye!